everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kendra and today I'll be doing a book outlet unboxing. I ordered some books from the Boxing Day sale right after Christmas and I think I ordered about 16 or 17 books and the sale was so good that I could not resist buying more books. So when I order books on Book Outlet, I usually don't know much about the book. I either like the cover or I've heard someone talk about it or I've seen it on Instagram or something like that. So hopefully all these books are good that I picked out. The first book that I got is Last Seen Alive by Claire Douglas. I know that Shelby at Shelby Taggart Reads raves about this author, so I knew I had to pick up something from this author, but this book is about a couple. Their marriage is a little rocky and they do a house swap, and when they go to this other house they start finding really disturbing things inside the house and they feel like they are being watched. So it sounds like a really good thriller and I really can't wait to see if I like this author. The next book I have is The Matchmaker's List by Sonia Lally, and this is about a woman. She has her grandmother play matchmaker and tries to find a potential husband for her granddaughter. So this sounds really interesting and I have heard really good things about this, so I'm really excited to read it. The next book I have is Here's to Us by Ellen Hildebrand, and this is about a man. He had 3 previous wives and they all don't get along, and then when he dies tragically, all 3 women must go to Nantucket and that's like his final wish. So I've heard so many good things about Ellen Hildebrand. I did read her one of her Christmas books and I really liked it, so I'm really excited to try out some of her summer romances. The next book I have is Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hillier, and this is about a girl. She's one of the most popular girls in high school and she disappears, and then 14 years later her remains are discovered in the woods. And yeah, so I'm very interested in finding out what happened to this girl. The next book I have is A Nearly Normal Family by M.T. Edverson, and this is about an 18-year-old. She is being accused of a brutal murder, and I believe this is like a crime thriller, so I'm really interested in reading this one because I usually don't read crime thrillers and it sounds really good. The next book I have is The Guest Book by Sarah Blake, and this is a multi-generational historical fiction and I believe it's just a family saga, so I'm really interested in reading this one, and I have seen this one around and I've been really intrigued in reading it, so I'm so glad that I found it on Book Outlet's website and I managed to pick up a copy. The next book I have is The Identicals by Ellen Hildebrand, and this is an autographed edition, so that was a pretty cool find when I opened up the box. But this is about 2 identical sisters. They live not very far from each other on 2 different islands, and they both are having family crises, so they end up switching places to help save each other's families. I think that's what it's about. So I'm really excited to check this one out, and I have another summer read by Ellen Hildebrand, so yeah, I'm excited to read this one this summer. The next couple books are from a series. They are like books 3 and 4 from a series, so I still need to get like books 1 and 2, but the one that I have is Devil in Spring by Lisa Kleypas. First of all, I love this cover. It's absolutely gorgeous, and yeah, I really know nothing about it except that it's a historical fiction, and I have heard other people talk about this book, so I'm really excited to check it out. And I also have Hello Stranger, which is the 4th book in the series, so hopefully I can get books 1 and 2 super cheap and I can read them so I can read these books. The next book I have is A Court of Frost and Starlight. I have read the first 2 books of this series, and this is by Sarah J. Maas, and I absolutely love A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I just needed this copy for my series collection, so I ended up picking it up for a few dollars on Book Outlet. The next book I have is Us Against You by Frederick Bachman, and this is the sequel to Beartown. I did recently get Beartown a couple months ago and I'm really excited to read it. I do need to read it really soon because I know it's like centered around hockey and a town I believe in Alaska, I think, and I think it'll be a perfect winter read, so I really need to read that one so I can read the sequel. So hopefully I can get to this one really soon. The next book I have is Ordinary Grace by William Kent Kruger, and I have This Tender Land by the same author that I still need to read, but I saw this one and it sounded interesting, and this is set in 1961, and I think it's just a coming of age of this young man. So sounds interesting and I can't wait to read this one. The next book I have is Local Girl Missing by Claire Douglas, and this is another book by Claire Douglas that I picked up, and this is about a girl. She goes missing and then 20 years later a body has been found. Not sure if it's really hers, but her best friend from 20 years ago ends up coming back to the same town, and hopefully she finds out if it's her friend or not. So this sounds like another good mystery, and I can't wait to read this one. The next book I have is All the Way by Kristen Proby, and this is a first book in the Romancing Manhattan series, and this is about Finn. He is a lawyer and he likes to spend his free time at their house in Martha's Vineyard, and one day he gets a new neighbor named London, and I have a feeling it's their romance, so I'm really excited to check this one out. The next book I have is If You Leave Me by Crystal Hannah Kim, and first of all, this cover is absolutely gorgeous. But this is a historical fiction and it's set in North Korea, so I have never read anything set in North Korea before, so I'm really excited to read this one, and I'm especially interested because my brother is actually stationed in South Korea. I'm really excited to learn more about this country and their cultures, so I'm definitely excited to pick this one up very, very soon. The next book I have is Give the Dark My Love by Beth Revis, and this is about a girl. She goes to a prestigious academy and she is there to learn medicinal alchemy. So this one sounds really interesting, and I have seen people give this book really high ratings, so I'm definitely excited to read this one. The next book I have is Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger, and this is a middle grade fantasy novel about a girl. She is telepathic and she feels like she is the only one that is telepathic, and she meets this boy and he can actually read minds as well, and I believe they go to this place where they can learn more about their abilities and learn what they can and can't do. And I've heard really great things about this series, so I'm definitely excited to read this one as well. And the last book I have is Blind Kiss by Renee Carlino, and I recently just read Before We Were Strangers by the same author, and I really, really liked it. It was very emotional, so I'm hoping this one will be emotional as well. But this is about a girl and she did this like psych test, and it was to see if she had any sexual chemistry with another individual by being blindfolded, and she ended up having chemistry with this guy, and I guess they decided to just be friends, and now she's, I think, married to another man, and I'm thinking she's hoping she was actually with this other guy. So I think that's what this is about. But anyways, this one sounds really good, and I know that Shelby at Shelby Taggart Reads loved this book, and I cannot wait to read this one because I really love emotional romances. So those are all the books that I got from Book Outlet. I think I picked up some really good books, and I'm really excited that I found these because sometimes it's really hard to find, like, search through books on that website. And yeah, so I'm really excited that I found these, and let me know in the comments if you've read these books, and let me know if you liked any of them and which ones I should read first. And until then, I will see you in my next video. Bye!